The late great greyhound vet Peter Thomas is honoured in the series named after him, which kicks off at Cannington this Saturday night. Hello, my name is James Broadhurst, and joining me is the Regal race caller himself, Hayden. This series has got a good mix of up-and-coming chasers and established greyhounds, doesn't it? Looking forward to it.
Yeah, as we say each and every week, James, it's a good field engaged, and it's going to be a competitive lineup as to who gets through and who gets to qualify, and no doubt we'll have a worthy winner in the end.
Indeed. All right, let's get stuck into these heats on Saturday night, kicking off with the first one. Let's have a look at the field. And Firecloud, a dog that can jump. Jumping out of box 1 here. This greyhound's been racing well at free-to-all level and does bob up for a win every month or so. That seems to be the pattern at the moment. He's due. I actually think he's the dog to beat here, Hayden, but there are some others engaged in this one that can certainly play a role. Hinto certainly won't be leading this one, but does come hard late like he did last week to finish runner-up behind Electrified. Columbus Manelli, another dog that will make a move late. Possibly they might be too far gone by then. We'll see though. There's another dog that can surprise on nights. Disco Daisy, look, hopes for this dog really do rely on a great launch and ability to capture the lead here. Capable, but it's going to be tough from the lemon here for Disco Daisy. And what about Weston Odie, Hayden? Young dog on the up, has been winning a lot, but is there, question for you, is there another level to him? I guess we'll find out in this one. Look, I think he's the sort of dog that's at his best when he's got a bit of room to must. I'm not sure that he'll get it from box 2 here. Any others that I've missed?
You've probably touched on the chief hopes. It's going to be a good battle into the first turn. We've got a bit of early speed. Can Firecloud hold up? Weston Odie does have a really good first section in him. I think his form has dipped slightly at his last 2 or 3. Maybe his confidence has just been knocked around by encountering these tougher lineups and finding some difficulties in the run. And then you've got a dog like Moment to Hustle who can really ping it. He'll be charging up into that first turn. So could be a good go for that early supremacy. And then you've got the run-on dogs, the dogs you've touched on. Columbus Manelli, they may well be off and gone by the time he gets motivated. Disco Daisy. Hinto, I think, is the one to beat. He's begun to show those green shoots again.
All right, no, I like it. I like the dog and I like him. Good.
He will have some traffic to negotiate in those early stages, but I think if he is able to pierce through those gaps, I think he'll take no end of stopping. He's going to be pretty tough to beat. Box number 6 is not the greatest, but I think he can overcome that. And then you've got Carlicat up and Obstropolis who's going to be up against it, trying to get across.
What do you think about Obstropolis?
I think he's a big boy. Yeah. He's a big bustling type who is racing consistently, but it becomes a different kettle of fish when you've got to get around 7 other greyhounds to your inside, and he doesn't have a heap of early speed. I like his attitude. He just keeps coming, but it's going to be tough work.
All right, well, we said this is a series about up-and-comers versus the established stars. We're both going for established stars, certainly in this first heat. Firecloud for me, Hinto for you. All right, second heat, and we're looking towards box 8 here. Surely, Hayden, Beach Ridge. Now, scratched a couple of weeks back. Before that, though, he had a win in the week prior. Just can't seem to string races together, this dog. When he does, or if he's able to, he's going to be an absolute weapon, I think. He's only had the 5 starts since the beginning of May. I don't think box 8 is going to be the problem for him here. It's whether he's sound or not. He's the dog to beat. A few others here. Runaway to Mars, back at HQ following a brief sojourn in the Avon Valley. Gets the pole here. We've got Dandelup Blazer. Talk more about him in a little bit. Rip and Tomahawk. You think Beach Ridge? Are you bullish about Beach Ridge as I am here, Hayden?
Yeah, pretty bullish. I think he might just be too fast. He can build up the momentum through those first handful of strides, then really hit top gear, and going into that first turn, he might just burn them off. So, yeah, I think he's got that extra gear that perhaps the lineup don't have, and that might be the difference, particularly from box number 8, where he doesn't have to worry about any outside pressure, so he can just get going under his own steam, and then he can seal the race.
Agreed, and we've said this, I think, every time we talk about this dog. It's just like we'd love to see this dog more consistently because he's a real talent. I think probably the main danger here, for my mind at least, is Dandelup Blazer, a dog that's won 2 of his past 3 starts. In fact, why don't we go back and have a look at his last win? That was last week, and what a run it was from box 8. Dandelup Blazer is away fairly, and then he gets to work as he pushes up on the leading group, which includes Rip and Tomahawk. In the back straight, Dandelup Blazer is on the heels of Rip and Tomahawk, and then he's zooming past on the outside into the lead. From there, it's all over. Dandelup Blazer goes on to win by 5 lengths in 29.80. Good run. Was okay early. I can go quicker on his night, Dandelup Blazer. Of course, was one of 5 winners on the night for Corey White. He had a night out at HQ last week. What do you think about him?
I think you're right. I think he is the main danger. He was very good last week. I think that was just about career best in the sense that he didn't begin as well as he perhaps has. He's probably begun slightly better, maybe even quicker, a length better through that first section, and he has run faster overall time. But to get up and then put them away and run 29.80, it was a really pleasing performance. And through the last month or so, he's shown a lot of progression, this dog, and he's showing really good signs. He will have to go to another level again to beat Beach Ridge if Beach Ridge is bang on the money there on Saturday. But I like the way he's going for sure.
And for the kennel, certainly in form at the moment.
They just kept reining in.
They really
did. And he even had a couple of other chances on the night. So Corey's team, wow, they're going gangbusters. Hopefully it continues for Corey.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I did have a chance to speak to him yesterday. He's a big fan, actually, of Beach Ridge. He thinks that dog is the dog to beat, as we do as well. But here's what he had to say about Dandelup Blazer. He said the dog's coming into the race in good form. He's fit, he's sound and ready to be competitive, and he thinks he certainly can't rule out Dandelup Blazer in this heat. By the way, I'll be catching up with Corey on my new radio show, Extra Time. That's on Sport FM, which I host with East Perth Royals player Corey Watts. So Corey White will be joining us this Thursday on that show. And speaking of Corey White, Hayden, he's got to be one of the fittest blokes in greyhound racing, maybe second only or possibly slightly ahead of you. I reckon we could arrange a fitness challenge between you two.
What kind of challenge? What are we doing?
It has to be like a cardio-based thing, like a running one. You reckon?
We can do that.
Would you take him on?
Yep. What distance? What distance?
Okay, well, we'll our people will talk to his people. We'll negotiate this. You're down for this?
Yeah,
100%. All right, get on board. Get behind this, punters. Corey White and Hayden King in a fitness challenge. Hey, we've also got racing at Cannington on Friday night. Thought the 380 metre free tour was probably the pick of the night here, Hayden. Look at this field. Out of box 1, Weston Hazy, 5 wins from his past 7 starts. Can we simplify this one down to, if he jumps, he wins this one? Are there any other options or possibilities in this?
You are probably right. If he does jump and establishes the lead, it's going to be really hard work for the rest. He's the preeminent 380 metre chaser at the moment, and it's hard to refute his claims from box number 1. Elliptical, if he got that early space early and he put in that 640 something section, he could be up there with Weston Hazy. Would he go past? I'm not sure, because he had that opportunity recently and he still couldn't get past him. A dog like Daff's Yak, if it really pinged and got humming and then Weston Hazy was that smidgen slow, I guess if he found the front he could win the race. And then you've got others that are mostly run-on dogs. Good Odds Buzz, I guess, can show some early speed, but the rest, Ice King, he probably doesn't have the early speed to match a dog like Weston Hazy. And then Launch Control and Howard Hook, they'll be out of their ground early, and so will Robotnik. Howard Hook's back at the races now, and he was resuming. He has got 520 in the past, but he does have a good 380 run under him, and he trialled up quite impressively recently. 21.83 I think was the time there, but Yes, you are right. I think West on Hazy, he should begin well and he should win. If he doesn't begin well, that's when we see it thrown open.
And then it really does become a wide open affair, doesn't it? Anything could happen in these 380s, but West on Hazy will be favourite there. Also chasing at Cannington tonight, Wednesday night, 12 races first, kicking off at 6:34 p.m. Free entry, as it is each and every night here at Greyhounds WA Cannington. Got a best bet for us tonight, Hayden?
I do. Race 9, number 1, Escapologist. I like the way this dog's been going recently. Has been chasing home in gallant fashion. Gets box 1. I can see it bobbing up close to the speed and overpowering them there through those mid-late sections. So race 9, number 1, Escapologist.
All right, I'm heading towards race 5, number 2, P. Pettigrew. This dog's been racing well without winning. Got an edge in experience over his rivals here. Can go better. Inside draw helps him as well. I think he's winning tonight. Race 5, number 2, P. Pettigrew. I think that's pretty much it. Hayden, you got anything else to add?
No. Well, if I add anything else, we might not be back next week. So.
All right. Okay, well, we'll leave it at that then. Get training for you v Corey. And if you can't make it down the track, we will catch you next week on the Wednesday preview.